Tens of millions of people drink alcohol. And let's face it, alcohol is absolutely everywhere. Pint of lager at the pub next to a fire at winter. Cocktails at the bar with the ladies. Mulled wine at Christmas. A bottle of Pinot down at the local park. It is prevalent in our society. And to millions of drinkers, it's viewed as just a recreational hobby. But today, I'm going to be exposing 7 truths about alcohol. Now, I'm not trying to scare you. I'm not trying to list a bunch of scare tactics. I'm just going to give you the raw truth. I'm going to hold nothing back in this video, so make sure to stay tuned. Now guys, just before we get into these truths, if you want to get access to a free video training that shows you how to apply first principles thinking to control your drinking, then make sure to click the link in the description. There'll be a short video that shows you how to apply this mental model to stop drinking without AA, without willpower, without rehabs, without therapy. So if you want more information on that, then click the link in the description to get access to that free video training. So the first scary truth about alcohol is that alcohol is the most commonly used addictive substance in the USA. And just exactly how common is alcohol consumption? Well, what is absolutely fascinating is actually 1 in 12 people in the USA have had issues with alcohol dependence at some point. Also, according to the 2019 National Survey on Drug Use and Health, nearly 86% of people reported to having used alcohol at some point in their life aged 18 or older, with 55% of those people reporting that they had used alcohol in the past month. And this level of usage doesn't appear to be slowing down either. Now, the second scary truth is that alcohol is the 3rd leading cause of preventable deaths in the USA. This is a surprisingly high number. According to the CDC, there are 95,000 people that die from alcohol every single year, and it causes 31% of deaths on the road. And the crazy thing about this is that all of these deaths, all of these injuries, all this suffering is entirely preventable. Now, the third scary truth is that alcohol makes depression and anxiety worse. As you can imagine, millions of drinkers out there turn to alcohol to overcome problems like anxiety and depression. Now, because alcohol messes with our brain chemistry, it doesn't make anxiety and depression better. It makes it far worse. Now, if I was to reflect on my life as a drinker, my levels of depression and anxiety were so much higher back when I was drinking. Sure, do you know what? In the short term, drinking would relieve some of those symptoms, but then the next day, the anxiety and the depression and the feelings of low self-worth were just crippling. Now, this got so much better when I actually decided to put down the drink just over 3 years ago, and anxiety and depression are a million times better than when I was drinking. When we turn to alcohol, instead of facing problems like anxiety and depression, we're not really teaching ourselves to handle stressful and difficult situations. All that's happening is that we're exacerbating an existing problem by drinking. Which leads me to the 4th scary truth. There is no benefit whatsoever to consuming alcohol, despite what you may already believe. All alcohol is ethanol. It's a poisonous, toxic substance. Let's imagine that we woke up tomorrow and we've got like this very healthy green juice, right? We've got this green juice that's super healthy and we drink it. Now, we know that cocaine is very, very dangerous, very, very addictive, very bad for our health. If all of a sudden people were to start putting a little bit of cocaine in this very healthy juice and drinking it and saying that, well, there are great health benefits of this drink, but it's got a bit of cocaine in it, but we don't need to worry about that because there are great benefits to the green juice, what would you say to that person? Would you say that that's some healthy drink? Absolutely not. You'd call that person bonkers. But with alcohol, we're all under this illusion that consuming a small amount of poison is somehow healthy, it's somehow okay. But really, this drug does nothing for anybody. It doesn't help anybody do anything. In fact, it systematically destroys people's health, destroys people's confidence, makes anxiety worse, makes depression worse, and just does nothing at all for anybody, which is another scary truth. There is no benefit to consuming that stuff. Which leads me to the 5th scary truth. And the 5th scary truth is that most people will not stop drinking alcohol because of fear. Now, when I say fear, I mean that there's a fear that somehow if they take alcohol away, they're going to be in a worse position. They're not going to be in a better position. Now, I lived with this fear for many, many years, and this fear kept me stuck. It really kept me stuck from removing alcohol and just building a life without it. Because I always thought that when I took it away, I'm going to be in a worse position. So naturally, every attempt that I tried to stop drinking, it would start with a feeling of negativity, of sacrifice, of doom, and of gloom. And this keeps millions upon millions upon millions of people stuck. And I want to make it very, very clear. There is nothing to fear when you stop drinking alcohol. Your life will not get worse. You will not be in a worse position. You won't be missing out on anything. What happens is life gets better and better and better. The clarity starts coming back. The energy starts coming back. Your mood improves. Everything just improves. Everything gets better and you have got nothing to fear. Now, the sixth scary truth that I want to share with you is about how people stop drinking. And the most popular method by far is the use of will. It's exerting will over an impulse. Millions of people do this all the time. They'll go out after a heavy night, they'll wake up the next morning, they'll feel a bit groggy, a bit hungover, and they'll tell themselves, that's it. We're knocking that on the head. Now, for some people, that lasts a few hours, right? They'll be drinking again by the afternoon. For others, that might last a few weeks. In my experience, that lasted for me at one point 9 months. Just pure willpower. I'm not doing this anymore, I'm done. And this is an extremely popular method, and people have varying degrees of success. If you've used willpower to stop drinking and you're still going and you're still sober, then just turn this video off now, because the next point, you might not like it. But the seventh scary truth is that willpower is probably the least effective way to stop drinking. And the reason why is because if you have to exert will over the impulse of wanting to drink alcohol, you still actually want to drink it. You're still telling yourself that there is a benefit to it and there is something that you will gain as a result of consuming the drug. In my experience, there was a day when the willpower was just low. I just didn't feel 100%. I might have been tired. I might have felt a bit lousy that day. And during my 9-month period of using willpower, all it took was one day of not feeling strong-willed to drink alcohol again, and then boom, I'm gone. I was drinking again for the next 7 or 8 months. And it was that one moment where the willpower was low and I saw alcohol as a good thing. I wasn't firm in my understanding and my worldview, and I saw a benefit to drinking it, so I drank it, and then boom, tumbled back down that hill. Went back down that slippery slope. And what you need to do instead of using willpower is change the way you view alcohol. You need to see it as a drug, you need to see it as ethanol, and you need to see it as something that is doing nothing for you whatsoever. And once you've done that, it becomes a logical decision to simply remove it from your life and just get on with things. Because that was my experience, that's what I've helped many people do at this point, and guess what? You can do it as well. Now, if you want my help doing this, make sure to click the link in the description. You can actually book a call with me directly, and we can discuss how I help people, how the Sober Clear program works, and we can see if this may be a good fit for you. So click the link in the description, book one of those calls. Hope you enjoyed this video. Have a great day.